girls, and welcome to the launch of the brand new Hey Girl podcast. I'm your host, Bethany Needham. I can't wait in a few moments to introduce you to my co-host, Jenn Parker, and we are so excited that it is time to begin. And I have some exciting news right out of the gate I want to share with you is that today, on launch day, you don't just get one episode. We are launching with 6 brand new episodes for you to listen to. We had an impossible time picking our favorite. We've been spending months interviewing amazing women. Like, how do you choose between that? And so we've chosen 6 episodes. And this is like Netflix binging, y'all. You get to sit down, grab your Ben & Jerry's, whatever your favorite snack, and enjoy these stories. I promise you, they're going to inspire you. You will laugh, you will cry. It's going to be a journey. But also, you should know, we're not going to be releasing 6 episodes every week. Ain't nobody got time for that. From here on out, it's 1 episode a week, but this is a special launch day. And here's what we need from you. A lot of you have reached out. We love the encouragement, the messages you have sent, and a lot of you have asked the question, so what do you need us to do? And I'm going to lay it out for you. Keep it super simple. First, we need you to go on iTunes, which apparently has just changed to Apple Podcasts. I cannot keep up with all of these media changes, but that's what I've heard. So you need to go on what is now Apple Podcasts and go ahead and subscribe, or a couple of other platforms, just so you know, that we've released is Stitcher and TuneIn Radio, and we're really hoping to get on other platforms, but we need your help to do that. So leave a review, even if you're not a review person, which I'm going to be real, I'm not a review person, but we need reviews. So we need you to go on to iTunes, or AKA Apple Podcasts, and just leave something super sweet. Use that gift of encouragement and tell them how much you loved it, what it did for you, the encouragement, how it inspired you, things like, it changed my life forever, no big deal. But we need like 5-star reviews so that these other platforms will let us join them, and you'll have all sorts of ways to listen to us. And finally, girlfriends, you know that sharing is caring. And so help us today on launch day, this whole week, next week, for days at a time. I don't care. Annoy your friends. Be that person on social media that shares this like crazy. We want to get this out to as many of our sisters as possible, and we only know so many people. So we want our friends and their friends and their friends' friends to all subscribe and join us for this journey. We are so, so excited for what's to come. Okay, ladies, this has been months of preparation, and all along the way, Jenn and I have had the incredible privilege of listening to so many women share their stories. And I think what's been most powerful is the courage of these women in coming on and sharing not just the Instagram part of their story that's so pretty and perfectly filtered, but their willingness to share the hard stuff, the places in their lives where God was present, but it was hard. And both Jenn and I have laughed, we've cried. There's just been a lot of feels all along the way. And we've been so eager for this launch day to come so we can get these stories out there so that you can be encouraged wherever you're at today, sitting there listening, young moms, older moms, single, married, it doesn't matter. Just to know that God is faithful and that He's at work and He's got a part for all of us. And sisters, we want to play our part well. And sometimes that means walking through hard stuff. As we begin this journey, I know a lot of you follow us on social media, and so some of what I'm about to share will not be news to you. But for those of you who may be new listeners, I want to read a quote from my girl, Jenn, today. She's not with me today. She will be joining us in later episodes, and you'll get to hear her just things that have been recorded in the previous months from her. But about 7 days ago from launch, you've heard about her little guy, Charlie. In our opening episode, we talked about him. Hilarious, adorable 2-year-old Charlie, affectionately known as Sir Charles. On Monday evening or Monday during the day, Jen brought Charlie in for a checkup. Just he was having some discomfort. And on Tuesday of last week, they discovered a tumor in Charlie's abdomen and have since confirmed that it is cancerous. And if you're a mom listening to this, I know that this is one of those things as a mom. It's your worst nightmare. It's the thing that many of us fear. So last week, to be honest, we were days before this launch, and it was the last thing on our minds. And we have put a lot of work into this, but sometimes those things just, life happens, and everything just seems to be off the table, and this one thing is the thing you're thinking about. But Jen and I have prayed, and we've talked about this. Do we launch? Do we just put it all aside in light of everything that's going on? And I'm going to quote her verbatim, because I feel like there's a couple of things. If you need to know anything about my co-host, you need to know that she is not someone that just talks about having faith in hard times, but this girl is living it and she's walking in it. And her words to me is, this isn't something we can just pretty up as much as we want to. And if we're going to be about women sharing their stories, I might as well share mine first, right in the middle of the darkness and the mess, to testify that even here, God holds. This is Jen, basically her words telling the story of this journey for them this last week. She posted it on her Instagram. If you don't already follow her, you can go ahead and find Jen Parker on Instagram. But this is what she says. This week, our family entered into a different season of our lives. A season we didn't plan or want. Our dear Charlie has a cancerous tumor in his abdomen. I cannot write those words without tears spilling from my eyes, and my heart and mind cannot quite grasp it either. Our faith is strong, but our emotions are fragile. You won't waste one prayer on Charlie. If you want updates on this, and we will continue to give them from here, but I do know that they're going to go ahead and start a Facebook page, Pray for Sir Charles, and that'll be a good place for you to just know what's going on. As Jen just so profoundly placed, this entire podcast, our heart and our dream for this was about telling real stories, about women being vulnerable, about talking about hard things. I'm not going to lie, that was not necessarily, it wasn't part of our plan, but I love her words that, if we're going to ask women to share their stories, then we have to be willing to share ours. And the fact is that in these dark and messy moments, the ones that we don't choose, that God still holds. It doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. It doesn't mean it isn't hard, but that God is present. And so today, as we prepare to launch, we made the decision that probably the best episode we could start with is Jen's. This was a couple of months ago that I actually interviewed Jen, and she's going to tell her story in this kickoff episode. And this is going to be her sharing before any of this happened. So I wanted to introduce this episode to let you know that even though you're going to hear a Jen before any of this became reality, I can tell you, as I walk this journey with her, as I'm present with her today, that the same Jen and the same faith and trust that you hear in her, her leaning into Jesus and just everything that she is still true today. So without further blubbering, here is our interview. Welcome to the Hey Girl podcast, episode, I don't even know, 1?
No.
We don't know. We're just making this stuff up. This is an episode that will maybe air and maybe not. It depends how well we behave. But let's be real. Today, I get to interview my girl, Jen Parker.
Hi, friends.
What? Way to keep it chill.
Yeah.
So anybody who has ever done a podcast, or you're just really good at discerning situations, then you've probably already caught on that we're interviewing each other to practice interviewing people, because Jen's going to love me no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's good practice for us. So even though we know these things about each other, it's still good for us. And then you get to know these things about us. So
I feel like there's going to be surprises that you're going to tell me something I didn't know today. Oh, okay. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Got some pretty good questions for you.
Okay.
And I want totally honest answers.
Okay.
I don't want your church answers.
No churchies. Okay.
This is, okay.
I'm ready.
Tell us about a specific season of life you're in right now.
Okay, so the season of life I'm in right now is I'm a mom to a middle schooler and an elementary student, and I have a 2.5-year-old at home. And I volunteer at my church a lot as the kids ministry director, and I do youth ministry. So
I'm exhausted.
It's a little crazy, but it's fun, and I love it, so...
You go, girl. Mm-hmm. All right, so then tell us, what does a typical day look like in your life?
Okay, so a typical day looks like I get up early because I am someone, I have to get up before everyone else in my house.
Define early, though.
5:30.
Oh, my word.
No, because everyone else starts getting up at 6:30.
Gotcha.
So I need at least an hour alone to, like, have my quiet time with Jesus and just kind of, like, get myself ready for the day. If I don't have that, if I don't have Jesus to start off my day, Jen on her own, yeah, it's just not good. So
I understand.
I do that. Kids get ready for school. I take one kid to school.
Okay.
Then I take the other kid to school, which it sounds awful, but I love that time with each of them in the morning. And it's great because we pray in the car, like, as we're, like, getting to school. So
nice.
It's just awesome. Like, we pray for whatever's going on with them, or just that they have a great day, or if they're nervous, or just whatever. So it's just an awesome time with them. Then I go home. Charles and I head to the Y, because Charles, he's 2.5. He is very routine oriented.
Gotcha.
So he go to Y, go to Y, go to Y. So then we leave the Y.
I love him.
He plays with his friends, dumps all the toys. We have to clean all of them back up.
Perfect.
Because he's a dumper and a hoarder, but we'll talk about that later. And then we get in the car, and then he says, go to church. And then we go to church. So, and we do whatever we need to do there for the morning. And then we head home. Okay. And I do work at home, and he takes a nap, and then it's time to pick up the kids. And then depending on evening activities, it may be, like, right now we're heading into volleyball season. We have youth group, so.
Who plays volleyball?
Sadie.
Oh, that's cool. How old is she?
5th grade, 10 years old.
That's super impressive.
Super fun. She's, we're an awkward family, so. Well, the girls, we're a little awkward. Okay. Sadie and myself. My husband and Owen are very sports-oriented, so yeah, it's fun. It's a fun time.
Wait, so does that mean, like, play volleyball has the quotation marks around it?
Oh, no, she really
participates? She
does, but she had practice on Saturday, and I was like, how was it, buddy? She's like, I got hit in the face 3 times.
Oh.
I'm like, yeah, that happens. Yeah, so.
No, Jen, it doesn't.
Sorry. Not to normal people.
She's not in a dodgeball tournament. It's volleyball.
Fine. We're just awkward.
Well, that leads really well into the next question. What are the challenges in this season? Oh, sorry, not of Sadie's life, but of yours. Okay, so what are some of the things that are hard?
I would say the word balance is kind of like that elusive thing where I'm realizing that it's not about, like, juggling everything, but figuring out, like, what's important for not only me, but our family and relationships, and just keeping those things at the forefront and not trying to, like, keep all the activities and things in the forefront, but keeping our family and their spiritual, emotional, and physical health important.
Yeah.
Because it is so easy to be driven by the activities and, oh, they have this thing in their homework, and it's like, whoa, let's back that train up for a second and figure out, like, what really works. So, and it's hard because you want to please everyone and do I want to please everyone and do everything. Yeah. And it's like, I need to learn the word no. So.
Yeah. And I would think too, with kids your kids' age and your ministry season, that balance probably looks different week to week, not even just like season to season.
Oh yeah.
Like reevaluate every morning. So
Absolutely. So definitely.
that's awesome. Okay, so then swing the pendulum. What are your favorite things? Like, what are you most excited about right now?
I'm excited that it's almost spring and that it's going to be warm weather.
Oh, yes.
In New England, which I feel like spring in New England lasts for about 10 seconds. But it's so, you like look forward to it because summer just like appears. But spring, you're just like, oh, this yucky snow is going to be gone soon. And just being outside with my kids, like we love being outdoors. We love bike riding and we love just like hiking or going to parks. And that is something. And my kids are big enough now where like Sadie and Owen like love to just play and I'm not like having to chase them down. Yeah. Where like just a few years ago it was like, oh, I need to be like on top of them, and now it's like, oh, we can play and we can just have a great time and we just have to keep Charles, wrangled in. So that's good.
That's fun though. I'm really hoping you have the gift of prophecy and that description of spring just comes into being this week.
I know.
From your mouth to God's ears. Spring on the spring. Love that. Okay, so you personally, we've talked a lot about your family and the things that you're involved in and how to balance that, but how are you caring for yourself? Like your body, mind, soul, and like you mentioned, a busy season, you got a lot going on, kids are busy, taking care of your family.
So I think I finally figured out at 38 that I'm like an introvert extrovert where I like love being around people.
Yes.
Like I love that so much, but I also love like my alone time and just being able to like breathe and journal and just spend time with God. And so figuring out that like I can't be like all extroverted all the time and like just being able to like steal away those moments so I can like recharge.
Yeah. So this may be like too simple-minded, but just from someone who I use the terms extroverted and introverted a lot, but I also work in ministry where I feel like we use those terms a lot. But maybe someone listening is like, okay, I actually have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
What are the differences? Like, what do you mean extroverted? What do you mean introverted?
Extroverted is like when I'm like in a crowd with people, like it's not scary to me. Like I love to go up to people and be like, hi, how are you? Like, what's going on? Like, are you new here? Like, I love that piece of it. Or like, oh, tell me about yourself. Like, I love getting to know people and I love my people. So like seeing them, like that's super fun for me. Where my introverted side is where I'm like, I don't want any people around. I'm putting my hands over my face right now. You can't see that. Where I'm like closing the doors, like no one can be around me. We're done. Like introverted is like, I'm not talking to anyone. I'm by myself. So.
She's pushing me away as she's saying that right now.
It's fine.
Okay, so here's a question for you.
Okay.
And yeah, you may need a moment to think about it, but what is something in this season of life that you are not doing right now?
Oh, okay.
That maybe it's something that you are gifted at, something that you would even love, but it's just you've put it on the shelf. Like this is not the season.
So I really always wanted to be the mom who did like those super awesome scrapbooks. Yeah, that's not me. I realized about a year ago that I hadn't like put pictures even in like photo albums for like 5 years. Like realized like, oh my goodness.
Do they still sell photo albums?
I think so.
Is that a thing?
So, and how I've like kind of released this is I've found Chatbooks.
Yes.
So Chatbooks, like, and I have it set up to my Instagram account. So like pictures that I put on my Instagram, they put them in a book for you and send it to you. Like once you have 60 pictures ready to go, they send it to you. It's like a subscription. You pay for it. It's not free, obviously. But like it has eased my mom guilt, eased so many things for me. And sometimes, if you're my friend in real life and you're like, wow, Jen just put up 10 pictures on Instagram, like, whoa, why was she doing that? It's because I just want them in my chat books. Like, I don't really care if you look at my pictures. They're for me and my family, so it's easing my mom guilt. So that's fine.
Okay, so I've seen ads for that, and I have to ask, like, are they nice quality? Like, is it... I know. I've never seen them in real life.
I will bring you some. There's like a stack in my house. I'll bring them to you so you can see them.
Okay.
And I have a code so you can get one free.
What?
We'll put it in the show notes.
I'm telling my husband. We're getting Chatbooks.
We'll tell our producer to put it in the show notes. Okay?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
We'll get on.
Okay.
He'll get on that.
Can I jump back to that question because I feel like I didn't answer, like, how are you caring for your body, mind, and soul? I wanted to add a little more to that. Is that okay?
No.
Oh, don't go back? No.
We never go back, Jenna. Fine.
I'm sorry.
I mean, you do own 50%, so go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So... I feel like, again, like, now that I'm old, I'm figuring some stuff out. So I used to hate going to the gym. And now I found out that it keeps my head a lot clearer when I'm working out consistently. And when I don't eat sugar. Ooh, sugar's like crack for me. It's awful. Like, I have a little sugar and it just goes crazy. So those are like body. Mind for me, like, writing. Like, it doesn't even have to be for... Like, I have my blog, which I love writing for that, but also just, like, journaling for me is such a huge thing. Like, just being able to, like, write down my thoughts or, like, put what I've learned during, like, my Jesus time down on paper just really helps me. So, I guess that's mind and soul. Can I put those together? Is that all right?
Yeah, no, I love that. So, Jen, what I want to know, and I don't even think I can answer this for you. This is going to be the thing I don't know about you.
Okay.
What is the most superficial thing about you?
Oh, man.
Don't sugarcoat it because you're off sugar.
I know. Okay.
But this is where you get real.
I would say that I typically have to have my hair and makeup done for people to see me.
Seriously?
I know, but because you and I are such good friends, like, you see me, like, looking like death and terrible a lot. So.
I did not mean, like, seriously, as in this is you with your hair and makeup all the time.
It's fine.
I didn't mean that to be insulting. She looks beautiful all the time. You have a nice personality.
Thanks a lot.
But, okay, so were you, like, from down south? I feel like that's a southern thing.
I know. No, I'm from Pennsylvania.
Okay, even, like, grocery store?
Well, I have, like, there's, like, a line. So, like, even if I haven't been working out, but I have workout clothes on,
gotcha.
I can justify no hair, no makeup.
Okay.
But I cannot, like, if I have normal clothes on, I cannot not do my hair and makeup.
Bringing your kids to school.
Oh, no, that doesn't, no. Like,
oh.
I'm in my pajamas when I bring them to school, let's be honest.
Okay.
I could not get out of the car, though. If there was, like, an emergency, like, I don't know what I would do.
What? Okay, Jen.
Yes.
I need to know how deep this goes. Or how shallow, actually.
It's really shallow.
You're pulling into the kid's school. Mm-hmm. There's a kid lying on the ground, cannot breathe. You're in your PJs, no makeup. Your hair is 4 days old. Grease dripping from it. Do you save the kid?
There's going to be a moment where I totally think about it, but then I will save them, but I cannot be in the newspaper over it. That's where I will draw the line.
You want no credit.
No credit for that. If I have my hair and makeup done, I will take full credit, but no credit in my pajamas.
All right, I can respect that.
Thank you.
Let's hope you never face that, because that 1 second of thought could be...
cost him his life.
Hey girls, thanks for listening today. We had so much fun chatting together, and such a gift to interview my girl Jen to start this podcast off right. If you enjoyed this, we encourage you to go and subscribe to our podcast. Go on Instagram or Twitter, Facebook, and like our page, Hey Girl Pod. And if you have any questions or anything you want to know, feel free to message us. We love interacting. We'd love to answer any questions you have. And for now, we hope you have a great week and that you are encouraged wherever you're at, running your race in your place. Peace in the Middle East.